the more effort that I put in my life, whether it's exercise or particularly like running and yoga and martial arts and doing stand-up and doing podcast, the more I do those things, because I'm creating my own struggle. And I feel like there's a lot of benefit in creating your own struggle rather than, like, if you see a lot of people that run into like a lot of struggle with life, just life in general, in terms of like relationships and friendships and fallings out, a lot of that seems to me that people need a certain amount of conflict and a certain amount of struggle. And they create that struggle if they don't get it in some sort of a organic form. If you're not at war with a neighboring tribe, or you're not worried about predators, you create a struggle with your girlfriend or with your buddies, or with the people at work, your coworkers. The more I create my own struggle, the more I orchestrate it through training, through exercise, and just rigorous physical struggle where you're knocking on the door of whether or not your body is going to make it through this. The more you do that, the more I feel like it minimizes those other struggles in life. I like it that way better. I don't need any real horse in my life. Yeah. I like to make my own horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seems like, but it really does seem like doing that minimizes other things. Because like if you're running hills, right? If I'm running hills and doing these sprints 400 or 500 yards up this hill, it's so fucking hard to do that's all I can think of. And my body's heaving, my heart's pounding, and I'm just push. And all I'm thinking about is my breath. Things get minimized. Everything else is sort of like that's a real struggle. Like that's almost death. Like your heart is going 180 beats a minute. You're pouring sweat. That's like a design. I'm doing it on purpose. And I'm doing it to squeeze out all the excess energy and angst that my body might be putting on, that sort of confuses you about the real significance of interpersonal conflict and relationship conflict and work conflict. So much of it is like exaggerated by your own body's desire for some sort of action, something going on. So I've found that the more I do that myself, the less I have that in my everyday life. And then I have to do all the shit I'm supposed to do. I have to do all the work, including family stuff. Like I spend a lot of time with my family. I orchestrate it. I go to the Comedy Store after the kids go to bed. I get up with them in the morning. I help them get ready for school. I either take them to school, I go with them when my wife takes them to school. I do podcasts during the day while they're at school, and then afterwards I hang out with them and I see them. If I don't do that, I feel like a shitty dad. And you can curate those thoughts and you can cultivate them. There's a thing that you can do where you can get used to action. Like Jocko Willink's a perfect example. He has that thing on if you go to his Instagram page, almost every other photo is a watch. And it's a watch that says 4:30 in the morning, because that's when he gets up and he works out and he earns the sunset. And he does that. He's so disciplined, and he's got this saying that's a great saying: discipline equals freedom. And it's true, because he's able to force himself to do that every single time. There's no excuses. There's no breaks. There's no days off. It doesn't happen.